Hi, this is a gentle yoga class that will be focusing on opening in the shoulders and building some strength in the upper body. Now, we won't need any props for today's class, but if you do want a blanket to elevate the hips, feel free to grab one. We'll go ahead and get started in a comfortable seated position. This is a beginner yoga class, so we'll be moving at a slower pace and breaking down the poses more. So once you get comfortable, just sit tall and begin by closing the eyes or soften the gaze. And the hands can just gently rest on the knees. And just take a few moments just to settle into your space. So these first couple moments of class, just shifting your attention away from whatever else is going on. And just giving yourself this time on your mat to be present, tuning into the body and connecting into the breath. And just know that as long as you are breathing in the poses, you're doing yoga. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And a gentle exhale, let it go. Again, deep breath in. Audible breath out. Once more, biggest breath yet. And a full deep exhale. Seal your lips and just begin to breathe in and out through the nose. So throughout practice, allow your breath to be your anchor, your guide, always coming back to it. Now start to bring some movement into the shoulders, up and down the back a couple times. Notice any tension you're holding. And a couple times move from the back to the front. And maybe this direction feels a little less natural. But just from the beginning, really observing what's going on in your body. And then relax the shoulders back down. And dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder, just gently come through center. And over to the left. So a couple times, just go side to side. And just easing into movement. And this next time, pause on the right side. And then you can hold here, option, take the right hand without pulling on the head, just use it as a gentle weight. About 3 to 4 rounds of breath. Relax your left shoulder. And just getting more length, more space along the left side of the neck. And continuing to find length in the spine. Make sure you're not rounding in. And then gently release, switch it out, come through center. Over towards the left. Stay there or add in the left arm on top of the head. We're not using any force. Relax the right shoulder away from the ear. And just breathe into any resistance. And then gently release and just take 2 to 3 more rounds, just going side to side. Starting to let go of that tension we hold in the head and neck. And then come back to center. Sit tall, blink the eyes open. All right, let's start to reach the arms out and up overhead. Energy reaching through the fingertips. And then palms touch, bringing the hands into heart center. Now feel the hands pressing together, finding that resistance. Again, expand the arms up, lengthening, reaching towards the sky. And then palms touch, draw the energy in. Keeping the arms active, press the palms together. Feel that strength in the arms. One more time, inhale, reach up and expand. And exhale, hands come into heart center. Just pause here. Press the hands together. So make sure that we're still actively holding in the body. We're not letting things hang loose. Let's take a deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Beautiful. And then take the hands, interlace them. So interlace the fingertips, and then start to find some figure eights in the hands and the wrist. So a lot of times we stop paying attention to the hands and the wrists, and we're using them all the time. Typing, writing, texting on cell phones. And so just giving them a little love, a little attention. And then switch out the direction. Maybe notice any cracks or pops happening. And then come into stillness. Now keeping the hands interlaced, start to reach the hands forward. So you're pressing the palms forward. Now make sure that the shoulders aren't coming forward as well. So keep drawing the shoulders back, long in the spine, soften the shoulders. All right, and then nice and slow, just start to reach the arms overhead. Now they probably won't go all the way up, so just find that spot, that edge, and hold there for a moment. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Let's take one more breath here. And then gently release, reach the arms open. And then releasing them back down. Nice, bringing the hands to the knees, and we'll find some torso circles. So on the inhale, you're reaching the heart forward, open across the chest. And then on the exhale, holding onto the knees, you're rounding back. So just a few more. You can close the eyes or soften the gaze. It's just like you're stirring a pot of soup. Let's take one more in this direction. And then pausing in the center and switch out the direction, balance out the body. On the inhales, reaching forward, keep the heart lifted. On the exhale, rounding in. Just two more in this direction. And starting to loosen up in the torso and the upper body. Let's do one more. And then once again, come back to center. Sit tall. We're going to take the right arm and reach it across towards the left, and then taking the left hand, palm facing forward, and then hooking at the inside of the left elbow, and then drawing it across. So you're finding a stretch along the outside of the right arm and shoulder, getting into the tricep. And we're just going to breathe into it. And just remember, this isn't a practice of force. So if it feels really challenging to hold, ease back. We just want to find that edge, that place of sensation where you're still able to breathe into it and your body is getting the most benefits. Let's take another round of breath. And then gently open both arms back up. Feel an expansion across the chest. And we'll switch it out. The left arm crosses over the body, and then the right arm comes in front, and then drawing the right palm closer in. Couple rounds of breath. Continuing to reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling so we're not rounding in the spine. You may even notice that you feel the core muscles engaging, helping to support the posture, the spine. Just another 2 rounds of breath here. And then gently open the arms back up, feel that expansion. And then release the hands down to the knees. We're going to work on strengthening in the arms. Now this exercise may not look like much, but the longer that we do it, you'll definitely start to feel your arms get tired. Start by reaching the arms straight out in front of you at shoulder height, energy reaching through the fingertips and shoulders plugged in. So the shoulders aren't reaching forward, draw them back. And then start to create tiny little circles. It's a really small movement, just going in one direction. Tiny little circles. Nice. Keep it going. Just a few more seconds here. And then switch out the direction. So go in the opposite direction that you were before. Make sure that the arms are staying at shoulder height. They're not dipping down lower. And just keep the breath moving. All right, we're gonna reach the arms a little higher. Bring them up to eye height, and then tiny little circles again. Yep, you may start to feel the arms now, but breathe through it. You're gonna be nice and strong afterwards. No weights required. Keep the circles small, and then switch out the direction. Nice, so keep them at eye height. Make sure they're not going lower or higher. Really strong, you've got it. We only have 2 more sets after this. All right, this time reach the arms all the way up, tiny little circles. It's like we're having a little party here, arms up in the air. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Really strong. Make sure you're breathing. I always find that this one looks a little funny, but I definitely feel it. I'm sure you are too. Let's switch out the direction. Keep the arms reaching overhead. Just tiny little movements. All right, our last round. Open the arms up to a T shape and then little circles forward. Keep the arms strong, open across the chest and the heart lifted. Whew, we're almost there, I promise. Keep it strong, you can do it. Okay, switch out the direction. This is the last little bit, circles going back, keep them small. Keep sitting tall, we're almost there. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, let it go. Oh, that feels so nice now. Just rest the hands on the knees. Let's take a deep breath in. And a big exhale, let it go. Nice, one more big breath in. Big breath out. All right, seal the lips. And just take the hands behind you. Fingertips can point forward or back if that feels a little easier. So find what feels best for you. And then focus on pressing the earth away, lifting the heart. Feel gentle opening across the chest. We're going to take about 3 to 4 rounds of breath here. All right, and slowly come back through center. We'll find a tabletop position, so making your way onto your hands and knees. You can always place a blanket underneath your knees for more support. Tabletop position. Shoulders are directly over the wrist, and then hips are directly over the knees. Tops of the feet are on the ground. And then spread the fingers wide so you're distributing the weight in the hands. We'll move through some cat-cows, so moving, articulating into the spine. Drop the belly, and then lifting the chest through the shoulders, gazing up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, cat, press the earth, round your spine like a scared cat. And then on the inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the heart and the tailbone, gazing up. And on the exhales, cat, pressing the earth and rounding the spine. Just a few more rounds. I'm starting to connect breath and movement. Really tuning into any tightness in the body. Let's take 2 more full rounds. And then return to center, finding a flat back, a neutral tabletop, and feel the belly pulled in. We're going to come into a grounded side plank, continuing to work on that upper body strength. We're going to start with the right hand, take it to the center of your mat, and then start to reach the left leg straight back. Now take the right shin and parallel it to the top of your mat for more stability. And then the shoulders just about over the wrist. And then take the left side, stack it over the right. So we're open across the chest. The right hip is underneath the left hip. And just keeping the left hand at the hip to start out. Pressing the earth away. Just holding here, finding your balance. Option, start to reach the left fingertips towards the sky. Finding that energy in the arms. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Left hand back down. And then bringing both knees back down to the ground. Pause in tabletop. Dog wagging its tail. Bring the gaze over the left shoulder towards the left hip. Come back to center, bring the gaze over the shoulder, gazing at the right hip. Let's do 2 more rounds, side to side, moving from the side bodies. Just finding a gentle release. 1 more. Come back to center. Second side, the left hand. Center of the mat, fingers spread wide. Start to draw the right foot directly back, leg is straight. And then parallel the left shin to the top of the mat. And then taking your time, when you feel sturdy, bringing the right hand to the hip. So we're open across the chest, stacking one side body over the other. Activating the side abdominals and strong in the bottom arm. You can stay here or start to reach the right hand towards the sky. Keep the shoulder plugged in. All right, we're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release, come back out the way that you came in. Tabletop position. And then child's pose. Bring the knees out wide, toes to touch, and start to sink the hips back towards the heels. Walk the hands forward. Melt the forehead down. And just take a couple rounds of breath here. Returning to the breath, to stillness. And just noticing what's arisen in your practice. Maybe it's a thought. Maybe it's a physical sensation. Maybe you notice the muscles waking up in your body. And just take about 3 more full deep rounds of breath here. And then take your time, slowly roll up. We're gonna find our way to standing. So take your time, meet me there, however it's easiest for you. So coming into standing, and bring the feet about hip width distance. So you have a little bit more stability, you feel grounded, and then relax the arms down by the sides. And just take a moment here, feeling the strength in the legs, open across the chest. Let's take a deep breath in, and a cleansing breath out. Beautiful. Reach the arms overhead. Palms facing in, the pinky finger slightly rotating in to help drop the shoulders down the back. So notice if the shoulders start to lift towards the ears, relax them down. And then making sure that the hands aren't just hanging there. We want energy. That's going to help strengthen in the arms. So even though we're just reaching the arms overhead, still activating the muscles, finding that strength. Just imagine there's an invisible bubble in between the hands and you're pressing that bubble, keeping the resistance. And then cactus the arms, gentle back bend. So elbows come in line with shoulders. You're lifting the chest up and back. So we're not crunching in the lower back. And then arms returning back overhead. Hands drill into heart center and pause here. And just notice pressing the palms together. So we're not loose in the body. But we are finding those areas of softness, such as the shoulders and the face. Release the arms down. We'll move through our Sun A again. Expand the arms overhead. Breathing here, shoulders down, strong in the legs. Feel the core, the belly pull in. On an exhale, gentle back bend. Cactus the arms, open across the chest, and shine the heart forward. Reach the arms back overhead. And then hands drill into heart center. Pause here. Breath in. Breath out. Let's do one more time. Release the arms down. Inhale, drawing the energy up, reaching towards the sun. On an exhale, gentle back bend. Cactus the arms, deepest back bend yet. Reaching the arms back overhead on an inhale. And on the exhale, hands draw into heart center. Pause here. Breath in. Breath out. Beautiful. Release the arms down. Now we're going to work into warrior two. So find a wider stance between the legs and then turn the right toes to point towards the top of your mat. And you'll notice that you can have heel to heel alignment, but if it feels better to have heel to middle of the back foot alignment, that's perfectly okay. So you just want to find stability. Hands to the hips and just start to bend and straighten into the right knee a couple times. Beginning to wake up the hip space. And then let's find stillness. So bending into the right knee, the knee is directly over the ankle, and then shoulders are directly over hips. And then take the arms and expand them out, shoulder height. So imagine if I was to press down on your arms, they wouldn't move. Imagine reaching the fingertips from wall to wall. Now let's straighten the front leg, take the arms overhead, palms touch, and then bending back into the front knee, press the arms down. It's like you're moving through honey. Find that resistance. Again, straighten the leg, reach the arms overhead, and then bend into the front knee, press the arms down. Let's do two more. Inhale, reach, and exhale, press down. One last one. Inhale, reach, and on the exhale, press down, hold here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears for 3, 2, 1. Hands to heart center, straighten the legs, turn the toes in. We're gonna go straight into the other side. Turn the left toes towards the back of your mat. Right toes point towards the side. Hands to the hips, just finding the length that feels comfortable for you. A couple times bend and straighten into the knee. And then let's find stillness. Now just take a moment and notice. Make sure the knee is over the ankle and the knee is not going past it. So safety for the joints. Once you find that alignment, if it feels ready. Once you find that alignment, start to expand the arms out, shoulder height. Nice. Keep reaching. Shoulders directly over the hips. All right, we're going to bring some movement in. Straighten the front leg. Reach the arms overhead, palms touch. And then bend into the front knee. Press the arms down. Remember, moving through honey. Reach the arms up. And on the exhale, pressing them down. Let's do one more. Move with your breath. And then we're going to hold here. Nice and strong. Keep reaching. And release. Hands to heart center. Straighten both legs. Turn the toes in. And then bring the heels in and the toes to point out. And just take a moment, make sure you feel rooted to the ground so you're not wobbly. And then just notice when you bend the knees, do the knees go out in line with the toes? So just making sure that the knees aren't falling in. We want the knees pressing open in line with the toes. All right, straighten the legs and then reaching the arms overhead. And on the exhale, we're gonna come into goddess. Bend into the knees, hands come into heart center, and shoulders are directly over the hips. Straighten the legs and reach the arms overhead. And then come into goddess, bend into the knees, hands draw into heart center. Let's do one more. On the inhale, expand and reach up. And on the exhale, sitting low, hold here, press the palms together. Heart stays lifted for 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes in. And then bringing the feet Back to hip width distance. Arms relax down by the sides. Close the eyes. Let's take a deep breath in. And a cleansing breath out. Beautiful. We're going to make our way back down onto the mat and slow down our practice. So we'll come all the way down onto the back. Take your time, come onto your back and get comfortable. Bring the feet to the ground, hip width distance, and walk the heels in towards the glutes, the butt muscles. Arms are just down by the sides. We'll come into bridge pose. Press into the feet and then start to lift the hips away from the ground. So keep pressing into the earth as you lift the hips up. Now you'll feel the thighs engage, the glutes, the butt muscles squeezing, and then engagement in the core. And just hold here. Make sure the knees aren't falling open. Keep them in line with the hips. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. With control. Lower down, starting from the upper back to the mid back until the tailbone touches the ground. And pause here. Let's take a breath. All right, and then just butterfly the knees open, soles of the feet together. Now, if that doesn't feel good on the hips, you can walk the feet to the edges of the mat and allow the knees to fall in towards each other. So make sure wherever you are, it feels comfortable in the body. Arms just down by the sides. Palms facing up for receiving energy, or down to ground your energy. Just close the eyes. Feel the gentle rise and fall of the belly breath. Noticing a gentle opening in the hip space. And just take about 4 to 5 more rounds of breath here. Use your hands, gently close the knees. We'll find an easy twist. Drop the knees to the left and scoot the hips towards the right. Maybe you place a blanket underneath the knees or in between them. And then for today, see if you can cactus the arms. So you'll feel a gentle opening across the chest. And then just gently wringing out the body, rejuvenating the spine. Keep the shoulders heavy to the ground. And then slowly come back through center. Switch it out. Knees to the right, hips scoot towards the left. Once again, maybe you place a blanket in between or underneath the knees. So this is an easy twist. We're not forcing the body. And just starting to let go of any effort. Slowing your practice back down. And then slowly come back to center. Give the knees a squeeze in towards the chest. You can gently rock it out side to side. Massage the lower back and spine. And when you're ready, final Shavasana. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Maybe roll up a blanket for underneath the knees and just take up space. Get heavy. Feel supported. Just allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm. Relaxing fully and completely. And just recognize that the hardest part of your practice is showing up to your mat. As long as you show up, as long as you take a few rounds of breath, that's all you need to do. We'll be here for a little bit longer. I'll guide you out when it's time. If you're ready to move on, start to deepen the breath. Wiggle fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Maybe reaching the arms overhead. And then taking your time, you can gently roll over to one side and pressing yourself back up. Meeting in a comfortable seat. Sit tall, soften the shoulders. Close the eyes, and on the inhale, reach the arms out and up one last time. Find that expansion. And then palms touch. Draw the hands into heart center and pause there. Let's take a closing breath. Big inhale. An audible exhale. Let it go. Gently bowing forward. Namaste. From my heart to yours. Thank you for showing up to your mat today.